Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show. I know. The Vikings cheerleaders, give it up for the audience, everybody. Give it up for the audience, our last one. Hello. Hi, everybody. Our last one. The Vikings cheerleaders are here. I love it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you. Thank you. Have a seat. Let's get started. Oh, this is going to be fun. Give it up for the Vikings cheerleaders, everybody. We'll see them a little bit later. Thank you, ladies. We'll see you a little bit later. They'll be up a little bit in just a little bit. We'll talk more with them. Plus, speaking of the cheerleaders, Kendall goes to the place today in Eden Prairie that makes all of the uniforms for all the cheerleaders for all the NFL teams. So that's coming up. And speaking of Kendall, hey, let's say hi to her right now. It's Kendall.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. The microphone packs here are a little heavier than they are at our studio, so if my dress falls off, just cut to Jason.
Oh.
You'll just see me hiking up, but it'll be really funny. It'll be great ratings.
I don't think we have a liquor license for that, actually. I think we're, yeah.
Whatever. Freaky Friday.
I got to tell you, you look stunningly beautiful today. You look,
Dave?
Yeah.
Thanks.
You look great.
Thanks. It's Friday.
I know. This is it. This is our big finale. I'll give. I know. We've had so much fun. Oh, you guys can go. I'm sorry.
They're so nice. They're like, okay, we'll just stay here.
The poor ladies, I didn't want them standing there through this rubbish. Anyway, they'll be back a little bit later. But can you believe it? I'll give thanks a little bit later at the end of the show, but we've had such a good time here at TCO Performance Center. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And just like the audiences have been so great.
Yeah.
TCO has been so great. It's been amazing. I know we keep saying the same thing, but it's true.
I know, and we're still recovering. Thank you. We're still recovering from producer Ted in a leotard as a trapeze artist. And if you didn't see that yesterday, please go to our Facebook page right now, press like, and watch Ted. And this is what I love. Kendall, I don't know if you know what I'm going to say. So when you have a Facebook video, y'all, Facebook chooses a freeze frame that is the freeze frame that you see whenever someone goes on the thing. And isn't it random, Jeff? It's just random by whatever. The freeze frame that Facebook chose is of Ted's rear end, of like in the leotard, and photographer Eric with his camera like this. Photographer Eric looks like Captain Ahab looking for something. He's like, and it is the funny. It's so unfortunate because Ted's such a good-looking guy, and it's just. Hello! It's right there, yeah. But
I don't think we have a liquor license for that either.
Yeah.
But
here's the good news. I'm not joking. Late last night, I was looking at my messages, my Facebook messages, and there was a very attractive woman, who wrote the following: "Is Ted really single?"
Yes!
I said, yes, he is, and around here we call him Blades of Glory. That's right, yeah. And she wrote, she goes, "I fit into his age range that he mentioned yesterday, the 35 to 50. That's anyway. So again, we'll put Ted's phone number up at the bottom of the screen if you want to, right there. Okay, everybody, let's get started. It's our final hot dish here at TCO Studios. Well, you guys know You guys know I love Letterman. I love Dave. I'm a Carson guy, and then I think the world is sometimes divided. If you watched Leno, you watch Letterman. I'm a Dave guy, always have been. And so what happens when you mix Dave with the Queer Eye guys from Netflix? Well, so you guys know that Dave has that giant Gorton's fisherman beard. Well, Jonathan, who does, he's in charge of hair and styling for Queer Eye, because each guy has a specialty. Jonathan got a hold of Dave's beard. Look at this.
This is the Theresa May of ear hairs right here. She's all by herself, and no one wants to listen to her. You know who I literally just interviewed? Erin Brockovich. Didn't you love that movie?
Has anyone in conversation ever just fainted from talking to you?
No.
Let me ask you a question. I've experimented with this.
Oh, the mustache wax. Yeah, they do great on you.
Oh, I don't know if I have enough mustache
Oh, you totally
to
do. Oh, you have plenty of tash. Take some on your fingies. On your finger.
Jesus.
Speak heterosexual for you.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Not that bad.
Gonna work it right on up.
Ouch.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like a trout.
little stuck.
What about super glue? Would that help? Almost as unpleasant as a trip to the dentist. Is it
Look
working?
at this. I feel.
Look at that. Now look at that. Now that's nice. I don't know about you, audience. At first, and again, I've watched Dave since late night on NBC in the 80s, so I've seen him in every hairstyle, The beard at first I didn't like, but it's kind of growing on me now. You know what I mean? Now it's Dave, yeah.
Get it?
He has it trimmed up.
Get it? Because you have one too?
I
So
have a
it's
little.
growing
Well, this
on
is
you?
a little one. Are you kidding me? If I grew it out like that, every manager at Fox, they would faint like those goats. They would just, because I'm not kidding. You don't even want to know what I went through just to get a beard approved. Yeah. And then it grew like 1 little millimeter here, and then there was a meeting, and then I was in detention. Oh, yeah. And then I had to go and get the millimeter shaved. It was, so.
Big deals. Big deals.
This is it. And I can't do anything. This is it. My mom says I can't go any more than this.
Well, what Mama says.
I know. I can't. I have to listen to the dar. Next in the hot dish. I didn't think I would say this, but there's a new Charlie's Angels movie coming out. Okay. And at first I thought, do we need this? Because we had the original show with Farrah Fawcett and Jaclyn Smith. Do you know who Jaclyn Smith is?
Yes, the clothing. Is this something to do with Dallas that I don't know? I'm just going to keep going.
How dare you? Jaclyn Smith. Look me right in the eye.
Okay.
Repeat after me.
Yes.
Jaclyn Smith.
Jaclyn Smith
Was not.
on
Dallas.
On Dallas.
There we go, yeah. There's a new Charlie's Angels movie coming out, and I didn't think I was going to like this, but after looking at the trailer, I may look at this. I may go see this. Check it out.
You have a new client?
Who is she?
I can't sleep at night.
I'm the lead programmer on a product that can revolutionize the power industry, but there is a possibility it can be weaponized.
Elena, we need to go.
No!
You're not a waitress? No, I'm Jane. Oh.
Who are you?
I'm Bosley.
Welcome to the Townsend Agency. We exist because traditional law enforcement can't keep up.
I don't like that, boy.
You guys are like lady spies. Jane's former MI6.
Oh, God. What did you do to Sven?
I compressed his carotid and deoxygenated his brainstem.
Well, that sounds painful.
Don't worry, he's gonna wake up.
Unless he doesn't.
So this one's directed by Elizabeth Banks, who I love. Love her on Press Your Luck, too. So she directed it, and Elizabeth Banks is now Bosley.
I love that.
I love that. Played by a man in the original. And I forgot who's Charlie in this. There's a cool person that's Charlie, and I can't think of who it is. But there's an awesome Charlie in this one.
Okay, the voice.
I didn't think, in the original Charlie, you want to know this? Now watch this. Because you know everything goes back to nighttime soap operas for me. So the members of the audience know this. The original voice of Charlie was John Forsythe. John Forsythe was Blake Carrington on Dynasty. There we go. Thank you, audience.
There's
Thank
a lot
you.
of hopscotching.
Anyway, if you're still watching, no, it hits theaters. It hits theaters in November. Let's move on from movies to TV. This made me happy yesterday. Netflix rebooted One Day at a Time about 2 years ago. Yeah. They rebooted One Day at a Time. The original show was set in the 70s, and it was about a single mother, which back in those days, it was revolutionary to see a sitcom about a single mother raising 2 daughters. And then that was Norman Lear. That was a Norman Lear show. Norman Lear did All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Maude. Anyway, so Norman Lear, who's like, I don't know, 150, but still working and looks better than I do. Norman Lear brought it to Netflix, and this time he centered it again about a single mother, but this time it was a Cuban-American family who had a gay daughter and lived with her mother-in-law, played by the great Rita Moreno, or her mother. Yeah. So, well, the show was a critical success, blah, 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 went on for a couple seasons. Well, then Netflix unceremoniously canceled it, which caused a huge uproar. It caused a huge uproar mainly because people liked that this show showed people in a sitcom form that you don't often see represented. The aforementioned groups that I mentioned. And people went to social media, and this is solid proof that the social media pitchfork brigade can actually put their powers to good use, because it's coming back to Pop Network. Yeah.
Social media for good.
Now you're thinking, that's great, Jason. What the hell is Pop? And I get it. Pop is a network. It's also where you found. Now we can't say it's one of my favorite sitcoms, or comedies, but we can't say the full title. But it's Poop Creek. That show, yeah. That's also the home to that show too. So it's on some cable packages, and you can just get the app and watch it. It's going to debut the new season, the 4th season, in 2020. I say bravo for Pop for rescuing a great sitcom, a great family sitcom. Yeah. What's Pop? I know. But I'll show you how to get it later.
Okay.
When I get my password, as always, I'll share it with you.
Thank God.
Jeff Timmons is in the house, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Coming up on The Jason Show, who could forget about the boy band craze of the late 90s? Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees is in the house and talking with us live. Plus, we couldn't go the week without one of our favorite guests checking out our temporary digs. Stephanie Hansen is here, and she's got a plan to help us cool off during this hot weekend. Happy Friday, everybody. The Jason Show, live from the TCO Performance Center, will return next. Welcome back, everybody. We are live at TCO Studios at the TCO Performance Center. Well, I just caught a look at myself. I look like a maitre d' at an expensive restaurant. That's right. Right this way. Well, from the bedazzled uniforms that dance teams wears to our very own Vikings cheerleaders, there's a company in the Eden Prairie that makes all of those costumes. It's called the Lineup. And Kendall recently took a trip down there, just right down the street from our studios at Fox 9. In her latest, Kendall Tries Your 9 to 5.
The most excited I've ever been for Kendall Try My 9 to 5, because I grew up dancing, and when Katie messaged us and was like, hey, I work at the Lineup and we make dance costumes, I was like, ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. You guys do a lot of not just professional, but you do college, you do high school. I mean, there's Viking stuff behind this. This is awesome. What all do you do here?
Our owner and director, Deb, she started with the Vikings way back in the 90s, making their costumes. And it's just kind of grown ever since.
I used to stud. We called it studying.
Okay.
You probably call it like a way cooler word than that when I was in
As long
dance.
as you don't call it bedazzling. That's no.
No. This is not bedazzling. So today I'm going to make a costume and stud it, right?
No.
Okay.
That might be too much.
Could I make like a skirt?
That might be a little too ambitious for your first day. What do you think about a scrunchie?
Scrunchie. What? Let's do it. I can't do anything.
Scrunchies are back in.
Scrunchie.
We're gonna go up here to Rhinestones where you're gonna meet Antonia, and she's gonna give you your lesson on rhinestoning your scrunchie.
Rhinestoning my scrunchie. Yeah. Oh my God, because I'm like a kid in a candy store right now.
We got focus. We're going to rhinestones.
Just press the pedal right here, and make sure you access right here.
Okay.
And press it. And like that.
And you said this gets really hot.
Just be careful, this area right here. Don't touch it or don't touch the rhinestone. Would you like to try?
Yeah, I think so. Pray for me. I'm gonna burn my fingers off. Don't touch this.
Don't touch that. And keep moving.
Oh,
just like you can.
I did it wrong.
Might probably really hot.
I already screwed up, you guys. No wonder they told me I could only make a scrunchie. Oh, what do I do? Pick it up? Put it back? I can't even make a straight line. Antonia, can you just make one and I'll pretend I did it?
Yeah.
How did the rhinestoning go, Kendall?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Oh.
Are you looking at me or the awkward silence or the stoning? So, 101.
Okay.
Of sewing scrunchies.
Okay. This is about one of the easiest things that you can possibly do.
I like how you introed this with this is going to be the easiest thing.
It is pretty easy.
I haven't sewn since home ec in the 7th grade, and let me tell you, I didn't get an A.
That's okay. I won't grade you, but you can keep the scrunchie for yourself.
Thanks.
There we go. I made it.
It like
in
snarls
only
at
about
you.
a minute or two. See, look at that. Are you ready to switch places?
No, I'm scared of that thing, which is hilarious, but I am. It moves so fast. Okay, let's do it.
You gotta lift it even more.
Oh, I gotta lift
really
it more?
Push it hard. There you go.
Oh, am I doing this wrong? Oops.
Like, hold on. You gotta make sure your bottom and your top are matching here. See?
Whoa.
Don't be afraid of the sewing machine.
I'm terrified of the sewing machine.
Just go like this and grab. Here, I'm gonna show you. Gotta grab.
I think I'm fired.
Well, you wouldn't get a job here. Not at this rate. This is called two-person sewing.
Okay.
Come on. Okay, now you cut the end off and you're done.
Oh my God.
You're all finished.
Okay.
I'll help you fix that.
Well, I mean, I feel like it wasn't that bad, right?
I said I wasn't going to grade you, but... Oh. Barely.
That does not. Barely. I've never gotten a D- in my life. Until today.
Oh, but you did now. Kendall joins me.
I'm so bad at it.
Deb was quietly judging you with her eyes.
She didn't show because we didn't have enough time. It was so funny. We got done and there was those holes missing, and she just was like, "I'm just gonna fix it for you." But I was like, Deb and Katie and Antonia are all here, and they were so
Let's
nice.
give it up. Hi, Deb.
They were
Hi,
so
guys.
nice to me. I loved it. It was so fun.
Deb. Well, those are cheerleaders. Deb's up there, yeah. That's not Deb, everybody. Those are cheerleaders. I just want to be very clear. Director Leonis loves those cheerleaders. That's right. Anyway, they're right up there. Deb, thank you for putting up with Kendall. I appreciate it. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that was good. The lineup, guys. If you need any costumes, don't use the word bedazzled. Don't use that word. Don't. But go see them. All right. There's Deb. There she is. Thank you, Deb. Coming up on our show, find out what Nicki Minaj and I have in common. Wow. And like I said, Jeff Timmons is in the house from 98 Degrees, and we have a surprise for a Fox 9 friend of ours when we return. Now they're the cheerleaders.
Hey, I'm here with the one and only Nicki Minaj, and we are going on a dinner date to Red Lobster. Yeah. I'm very excited because I've never, ever been to Red Lobster. ever. I don't know why we just have passed, never crossed. You've been there. You actually, you worked there at one point?
I have worked at a couple different Red Lobsters, and I've gotten fired from all 3 or 4 of them.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Told you!
Well, then you go like this too. 1, 2, 3, and then like wow. Oh, a biscuit.
But my pet peeve is when people ask for extra biscuits. Please do not ask for more biscuits because I will slap you.
We have more biscuits.
Go like this. Well, let's start with the legs maybe. And you go like this. And you squeeze.
Wow, I can't believe you got fired.
Welcome back, everybody. Nicki Minaj returning to one of her first jobs, Red Lobster, there with Jimmy Fallon. And as a lot of you know that have followed me throughout my career, I used to work at Red Lobster. I moved here. Thank you, the 2 people that know the story. I moved here, didn't have a job in TV. I knew that Minneapolis was a good TV market, and I transferred to the Roseville Red Lobster. And at that point, I had worked, yes. I had worked for the Claw. I had worked for the Claw for about 5 years, and I was kind of done. It all came to a head on one Sunday morning in 1998 when a woman approached a woman sitting with her large table. I went up to her and I go, "Hello, ma'am. Welcome to Red Lobster." And she looks at me and she goes, "I would like some grape jelly." And I went, "Excuse me?" I go, "We don't have grape jelly." And she goes, "Bring me my grape jelly." And I went, "We don't have grape jelly. This is Red Lobster." And I go, "What would you like the grape jelly for?" She goes, "For my biscuits." And I go, "Ma'am, those are cheddar garlic biscuits." And she asked a couple times. I have to shorten the story. And eventually she grabbed my wrist and she goes, "Bring me my grape jelly, gay boy." To which I said, "This ain't Cracker Barrel, B."
Yeah.
I was fired 2 seconds later. Jeff Timmons is coming up when we return. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are live at the TCO Performance Center, home of the Minnesota Vikings. Well, our next guest made history as a huge part of the boy band explosion of the late 90s and early 2000s. He was one part of one of the most popular groups of that era. Take a look.
You're the cure against my fear and my pain. 'Cause I'm losing my mind when you're not around. It's all because of you.
That is 98 Degrees singing their hit "Because of You." Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for that guy right there, Jeff Timmons, everybody. Welcome to the home of the Vikings.
This place is beautiful.
This is great.
Oh my God.
Have a seat. This is cool. It's nice.
I was saying when we walked in, this might be the nicest studio I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean,
Isn't
it's
it?
amazing. Yeah.
Kendall and I are saying, we ain't leaving. The Vikings don't know, we ain't leaving.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't leave either. It's just incredible. And we got a nice tour of the facilities, which I was just blown away.
It's a mecca. I mean, it is a football mecca. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Just running around, still alive and kicking and, touring with the group.
I was going to say, you're doing a little more than just being alive. Let's be clear. So, you got back, because I interviewed you, 98 Degrees swung through Minneapolis for a couple shows. I interviewed you then. Yep. And you're doing a new group, which we'll talk about. How did you guys get back together? Or did you guys ever really break up?
We didn't officially break up, but we all took a long break.
Yeah.
We had so many years consistently working on the road, and it was pretty crazy. It was a whirlwind. So, after about 5 years on the road, 9/11 happened the night before. We were in New York doing this big special for Michael Jackson. And 9/11 happened the next day, and we all went home, and we just never got back together after that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was sort of like, the end of 98 Degrees at that particular time. We didn't know what was going to happen in the world. We were tired. We'd been on the road forever. We wanted to get back to our families. And, one year turned into another, and then it turned into 10 and 11, and then finally, we missed each other and missed, making music together. We missed the fans we have out here.
Yeah.
And then, we got back together.
And as you know, it's all about timing. You picked the perfect time. There has been, you know where I'm going, there is a resurgence of late 90s boy band. People love it.
I mean, thank God. Thank God, because look, there was some, we had that explosion, and then look, people decide they want to have different music, and they grow out of it.
It's cyclical at all.
Yeah. And it was really, I ended up having, did a ton of stuff behind the scenes, produced some TV stuff, music for other people, but really missed performing. Yeah. And thank God it came back around. The fans, are embracing us more than ever now. And, we were just here, sold out a show at Mystic Lake here, which was incredible. And, glad to be back here, tonight and tomorrow and doing all that jazz here in Minneapolis.
And you're going to meet Jeff's other band, because he's not busy enough with 98 Degrees. He has a whole other separate band. And by the way, how the hell do you still look so good?
Oh, geez.
Mike, you haven't aged at all. You haven't aged at all.
Too kind. You know what? You're not leaving, and I'm not either. I'm here for the long haul, folks.
He hasn't aged a bit.
Too kind. I feel like I've aged.
No. What skin cream do you use? No.
No. Look. Part of, as you know, is your image and your look, and unfortunately, that's as big a part, if not more, than the music and your talent and all that stuff. So you got to keep up with it.
Could you imagine? And then I have a surprise for you. Can you imagine what it would have been like for you guys had social media been around?
No. I was just talking about that the other day. Some of the stuff that we saw and did and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm afraid for these guys nowadays.
Yeah.
You really have no privacy, and we felt like back then we didn't have any privacy, but everybody's got a camera. Everybody can get stuff out there quickly and virally, and you really have to watch everything.
Without context or background.
That's right.
They can put it out, and you have no control over it.
Well, your life is in bites now. And so, that's completely different. Don't know whether we could have handled it. We would have been exponentially bigger and more successful, I think. But with that comes a lot of
sacrifice. Because now it's layers of exposure. Not the good, layers you're exposed on social media. It's a whole new world.
Well, you know it. You're in front of the camera. You really can't be human. You have to everything has to be measured and carefully thought out. Which, look, it's good in a way. You have to be on your best behavior. You have to really be measured and think things through.
You can't be robbing convenience stores.
That's right. You can't do anything crazy or impulsive. But at the same time, it is tough. I really feel for these guys and celebrities nowadays that are in the spotlight and sort of experiencing the same stuff we did back then. But again, exponentially with all the socials.
Speaking of robbing convenience stores, we have an executive producer back at Fox 9, and I'm kidding. Her criminal record's been cleared.
They expunged it. Yeah.
Now we are all about the same age, and her name is Lori Fisher. And when we grew up in television together, and we went to all of your concerts together when we were all younger. And Lori is now a big-time executive producer. The sun rises and sets on you guys.
I love it.
And we have Jeff, if you look at the monitor right there, Lori is back at Fox 9 headquarters.
Hi, Jeff.
There she is right there.
Hi, Lori.
Lori.
I'm good. Jeff. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me and supporting us all these years and having me on today for overnight and all that stuff. I really appreciate it.
I was hoping you were going to be at the station because I tried so hard to get you on last month when you guys were here at Mystic Lake, which I did a review.
Are you shaming our guest, Lori?
No, she's incredible. Look, I really wanted to come on, and the guys wanted to come on. Our schedule was crazy, and I'm not just trying to big time you. It really was.
I know. You guys are big time.
But I was telling somebody back, I think I was telling, I forget who I was telling backstage, I did ignore you recently because you asked me to join you in a spin class. And I'm like, didn't see that message.
Tomorrow morning.
No, Lori.
So, I was just going to say, I'm not a stalker. I'm not a stalker. I'm the boy band reporter for The Jason Show, so it's all research. when I'm like contacting you and stuff, of course. No, I had a quick question though for you.
Sure.
Watching Instagram and everything, like Jason said, we're around the same age and everything. How do you manage boy band life? And like we want good marriages and happy kids and a good career. How do you manage all that?
Well, this is going to sound like a canned answer, but I've got an amazing wife. Like,
Awesome.
she handles everything. She helps me with the kids.
That's not a canned answer.
She takes care of all the stuff that I can't take care of, because there's no way I could be traveling all this time and do. You know, I have a lot of other ventures that I'm involved with, and I couldn't do any of it without her. So that's a great question.
It's a great answer.
She's changed my whole life.
Yeah.
So you can't do it without the support system for sure.
Now, Lori, speaking of spouses, I hear you had an unusual deal arrangement with your husband that involved yeah.
So when I first started, okay, thanks, Ted. When I first started dating my husband, Sean, I had a poster up of 98 Degrees in my apartment bedroom that I got at the Mall of America, and he said, like, he's cool if I ever had to, like, go out for coffee or whatever with another guy, it could be 98 degrees. Like, that's cool because he thinks.
So coffee.
Here's the deal.
Coffee?
Wait.
You guys seem like cool guys. Like, we can go to Applebee's and like have a beer, or like you guys just seem so relatable. Like, we could all be best friends.
Jeff, I'm sorry. She's out of control.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
We can figure it all out.
You just asked Jeff Timmons to Applebee's.
I love it. the Applebee's has like that chicken thing.
The chicken salad.
Yeah, the chicken salad.
I think they have good margaritas.
Okay.
Do you like margaritas?
And we're down. You know, that's what we want it to come across like we're guys next door. We're from the Midwest. We're from Ohio. So we've always, we've gotten to do great, cool things and all the superstar stuff, but we wanted people to know we're relatable. And I would love to, Applebee's, Chili's,
Jeff,
whatever.
Don't
can I say one more thing?
No, you can't.
No, one more thing.
Ted, come back into the shot, Ted.
No,
Ted.
I was third row at the concert, and you do seem so relatable, and you pay attention to all your fans, and you get back to them on Instagram and Twitter and everything. I just think it's so great.
I'm glad you noticed that. I mean,
and again, I'm not a stalker.
We're so lucky. We're lucky to do it.
You said that 3 times.
Okay, but real quick, one more thing. Could you sing Invisible Man to me right now?
Oh, man. Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish you look
that way.
Beautiful eyes looking deep.
Baby, to you.
Ted, I beg you to come back, please, Ted.
I wish
Right
you
there.
look at me that way.
Okay. More with Jeff Timmons when we return, everybody.
Oh
my God. We'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody.
How sweet.
Welcome back, everybody. Live at TCO Studios, the home of the Minnesota Vikings. Jeff Timmons back with us. By the way, audience, we just got word Lori's been taken to HCMC. Yeah, so we'll check in with her condition a little bit later. Now, as I said at the top of our interview, Jeff isn't just doing 98 Degrees. You have another band, too.
Yes, I put together this group of guys. These guys are amazingly talented. They can sing, they dance. They're a boy band tribute group called Overnight. I
love this idea.
Well, look, I had hosted a couple of these nights. I did one in New York, one in Winnipeg, I think, and they had some talented guys, but they were a little bit older, but people turned out for them in droves because they want to see people sing their favorite songs, right? It's sort of like a mixtape, a live mixtape, right? So I put together these guys. It took me a long time to find the right guys. I wanted to find guys that could sing, of course, dance, good-looking guys, of course, but for me, it was all about personality.
Yeah.
They had to have great personalities, and fortunately for me, these guys, they came out and we put them together.
Let's go down the line and introduce yourselves.
Okay. My name is Eric, and I'm from Las Vegas.
My name is Ilya. I'm from Boston. I'm originally from Morocco.
My name is Jordan, and I am from Canada, the Great White North.
That's right.
Yeah.
We the North.
My name is Kyle. I'm from Boston as well.
Well, Kyle, let me start with you. What is it like? I mean, this is like you're getting lessons from Obi-Wan Kenobi here of the boy band world. I mean,
That's right.
What's it like working with this guy?
Absolutely, yeah. Our grandpa mentor, he's been so great.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you. Did I say good personality?
Kyle, another comment like that, and Lori will cut you. I'm just saying, yeah.
Sorry, yeah, no, it's been amazing. I mean, he's obviously a legend. He's taught us so much. We spent 2 months in a house together, and it was just an incredible experience.
2 months? Oh, that's like that was why didn't you do a reality show?
You know what? We thought about it after the fact. It was like, why did we bring cameras in here? Because literally these guys were thrown together and they didn't know each other. And they're all their personalities are amazing, like I said, but they're completely different. And so getting them and putting a group together like that, it was O-Town, they knew they were going to be on TV. So, people are a little more prepared for that. These guys weren't. So watching them grow and meld together and sort of develop their sound together was pretty amazing.
A question for anyone, whoever wants to take it. Best advice Obi-Wan's given you?
Wow. That's a tough one. Every single day we get something new from him, so we just have to file through.
I'm sure they're sick of it.
No, we're never sick of it. Never sick of it. I think one of the biggest things he said was just make sure you're having fun with it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
the audience sees. Yes. The audience can pick it up.
Because if you're not having fun with it, you're not going to enjoy it. And then, what's the point? You got to make sure you love what you're doing. And clearly he does, and he's passed that on to us. And
what's the most important thing that you wanted to pass on to them?
Well, I think, again, have fun, but be yourself, too. Look, nowadays, especially people they have so much going on and so many things at their disposal. They can tell. And so, look, my whole thing is have your personality, be professional, have fun. And try to grow with, as your career grows.
And you're here tonight. Tell them about the show tonight.
The show's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
That's right. It's at the Poorhouse in Minneapolis downtown, and you can get your tickets at Poorhouse.
MPLS.com, the Poorhouse.
Thank you.
That's right.
I've gotten it wrong so many times.
No, I got it. If we get Lori out of HCMC, she'll be there as well. That's right. Give it up for the guys, everybody, overnight. Again, if you want tickets, go to the Poorhouse, MPLS.com. We'll put this whole thing on Facebook a little bit later. Go get tickets, and if you missed it, don't forget, we put all of our full episodes on YouTube. Just search for The Jason Show TV. One more time for Overnight. Jeff Timmons, everybody. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Thank you, my God.
Thank you so much.
It means a lot to me, you guys came. Thank you so much. Good luck to you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. We are live and have been all week at TCO Performance Center. Beautiful TCO studios. Well, it is going to be, and no one complains because, we complain with the winter. It's going to be hot, but that's all right. It's going to be like 96 degrees this weekend. So what better way to cool off than to get some ice cream? She is the woman with all the foodie answers. She is the co-host of the Weekly Dish on My Talk 107.1. Here with her 5 best ice cream spots in the Twin Cities and beyond. Give it up for my good friend Stephanie Hansen, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Isn't this nice in here?
It's fancy.
It's very,
very fancy.
It's very fancy.
I like it.
And Jeff Timmons, what'd you think of the boys?
They're so cute and little.
I know.
I know.
I felt, executive producer Jeff said I looked like the chaperone standing next to them. Yeah.
Hollywood people are always so little in person.
Yeah. I'm sure they love that. Okay, so your honesty is one of the things I love about you. Okay, you have 5. I love a list. We all love a good list. Let's start. Where do you want to start? Number 1 or number
Izzy's ice cream.
Izzy's.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Why?
They have really unique flavors, but that little Izzy on top that allows you to sort of experiment, they give you 1 scoop, and then you get a little teeny tiny baby scoop. They call it the Izzy. And so you get like 2 flavors in your 1 cone. I think that's unique and fun. I love the salted caramel. I really can't get enough of it.
That should be illegal.
I know.
It's a legal stimulant.
Yeah.
It really is it's fantastic.
They also have really awesome ice cream sandwiches that are homemade cookies, and then the Izzy's ice cream is in between.
Yeah.
So like a chocolate cookie with a mint chocolate chip. It's just fantastic. I just love that place.
And their shop right on Gold Medal Park down by the Guthrie in Minneapolis. It's
and then
cute.
They have one in St. Paul too.
Yes.
So yeah, both cities.
What's number 2, Steph?
Okay, this lady, she calls herself the sweet scientist. Her name is Ashley. She has sweet science ice cream.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
She's got really imaginative flavors, but like she did a 9 flavor course of vanilla once. Like she's really into the science of ice cream and all of the components, and I think that her ice cream is like super balanced and lovely. So if you have like the rhubarb, she's got a rhubarb crisp. She's got
I've had that
the
one.
rhubarb cinnamon almond.
Oh yeah.
In the summertime, she does a sweet corn blueberry. That sounds weird, but it's just fantastic. And she's open now in Keg and Case, in the Keg and Case Market on West 7th Street in St. Paul. And she'll do pop-ups too, and she also will do like a little ice cream social every now and then.
And am I wrong? Did I not see her stuff in grocery stores too? I think I see her in Whole Foods.
She is, yes. She's in some grocery stores now by the pint, and it's just fantastic ice cream.
I love I love to see that when a local company,
when they cross over.
Yeah, when they cross over and they get
and
bigger
Izzy's
distribution.
is in a lot of stores too.
Yeah, a ton of them. Number 3, Steph.
Okay, Minnesota Nice Cream. I can't figure out if it's the soft serve I love, the sprinkles, the glitter, or the Instagrammableness of the ice cream cone.
Or a fun combo of all of those things.
It's just, it like makes you feel so good when you go in there. You get this cone with your soft serve, fruity pebbles, sprinkles. All the kids love it. What I love there the most, though, is this thing called the affogato, which is espresso, and then they put the soft serve in it, and it kind of becomes like a root beer float, but of coffee.
Oh,
like
nice.
a coffee float.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
You know, and also the texture of her ice cream, she grew up with this. I did an interview with the owner, and she said she didn't like the overly creamy. Hers is more like the ice milk texture.
Yes.
So it's important to know that. That's on purpose.
And that is probably why I like it. I never even thought about that. Do you remember the old Southdale used to have an ice cream counter in the center of the mall, and they had that soft serve swirl?
Yeah.
I can't get that out of my head.
Number 4.
This is Wonders ice cream, which is a little weird. They pour cream onto a cold plate, almost like a crepe plate.
Okay.
And then they scoop it with these really...
Oh, they scrape. Oh, I see, yes.
They scrape it with these paint scrapers, and they have mix-ins that they'll add in, like Oreos and chocolate chips. And then they take these paint scrapers, and they roll it into a cylinder.
Works of art.
And they set it inside your cup. So you're eating like... shards that have been rolled up of ice cream, and then they put toppings on it. It's fantastic to watch. It's really fun. It allows you to mix things into the flavors that are really different and unique.
Yeah.
Kids love it. It's just fun.
30 seconds. We have one more.
Gordy's Hi-Hat. This is in Cloquet, Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, we have to go there.
When you're on a road trip, you have to stop and get any of their berry shakes. Raspberry, strawberry, blueberry. They're just fresh berries in a delicious vanilla milkshake, and it's got tons of whipped cream, and it's just fantastic.
Perfect. I love you. Stephanie Hansen, everybody. Listen to the Weekly Dish. Saturdays at 9 a.m. Stephanie'sDish.com, and follow her on social media as well. We'll be back to wrap up our week here at TCO Studios when we return. Duluth, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Our last few moments here at TCO Studios at the TCO Performance Center. Hey, we just have just a few minutes, and I don't want to waste any of those minutes. And I want to say I've sprinkled thank yous throughout the week, but I want to take some time to really thank the behind-the-scenes folks, because here's the deal. Kendall and I get all the attention, but this show would never be possible. And I say this under normal circumstances when we're back in Eden Prairie. Let me tell you about our two producers, and that is executive producer Jeff and producer Ted. They literally do it all. The show that you see every day and the show that we did this week, which we did more elements, it's all because of these two gentlemen. I do very little. I mean, I do very little. The success of this show is because of them, because of their hard work and their long hours. They work their butt off to make sure that we come into your home and we make you laugh for an hour. I can never say enough about these two guys, and this week reassured me that they're two of the best producers in television and two of the best guys that I'm lucky enough to have in my life. So I want to say thank you to them. Then the engineers, I don't want to name everyone because I'll forget everybody, but, you know, Bill and everybody, the cheerleaders, the crew here come on in, the cheerleaders that have been with us all week. And then our editors, And then our editors, Rob King, back at the station, who's been with me for 20 years, and Eric, photographer Eric, never gets the credit that he deserves. Eric basically edits the whole show, and all the stories that when we're being goofy, the funny music and everything that makes you laugh is because of that man, is because of Eric. He's a fantastic editor. Aaron Schwaberini, too. The best. So that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Kendall. I love her. That's going to do it for us. I'm on vacation. Support Kendall when she hosts the show. She's going to do a kick-butt job. And I'll see you in 2 weeks. Go out there and be yourself, everybody, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Thanks to the Vikings. Thanks to the crew here at TCO Performance Center. We love you. Bye, everybody.